Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
After a year off, maybe to catch its breath, Frisco, Texas once again is about to be invaded by Bison Nation. Thousands of fans would love to be able to race onto the field once again after an NDSU victory, or simply cheer after watching pregame coverage and the game from the comforts of their home. Our team has arrived in Frisco and begins its live coverage for you right now. Valley News Team's Mike Morgan joins us from Toyota Stadium, where more than 10,000 from the Valley are expected to gather on Saturday. Mike?
Hello, Andrea, and hello to everyone back in the Red River Valley. They've got the lights on for us tonight at Toyota Stadium, a sign maybe to welcome us and maybe even to warm us up a little bit. It is a crisp 35 degrees currently here in Frisco, Texas. You know, one thing that you can count on when you come to Frisco is that there's going to be something new here. Something either has been built or is being built. Such is the case behind me in the southern part of the stadium, where they're building a Soccer Hall of Fame. A Soccer Hall of Fame plus more. And it's all to make your next trip to the stadium that much more enjoyable. You're well into a big project.
Yeah, we really are. I mean, down here on the south end, we've started a $56 million project to bring the National Soccer Hall of Fame to Frisco that hasn't had a home since 2010, and we couldn't be more excited about it.
What do you think is going to happen with this stadium once it's done?
Well, I think it's just going to elevate this experience. I mean, what we're building down here is going to be a high-end, high-level experience for fans, not only for the soccer games that we have on a regular basis, but also for the FCS championship game. I mean, it's just going to, once this is done in October of next year, anything that's happening after that is just going to be an incredible experience.
How are things going?
They're actually going very well now that we're out of the ground with the concrete, steel erection, plumbing, electrical. It's all going really well.
So, timetable according to your plans?
We're still looking at significant completion in about the middle of July.
What kind of shape is the stadium in right now? I see that they're going to have to do a little bit of painting, but how is it? A couple of years ago, there was some issues with the grass.
The grass has been fantastic. You know, we've got probably one of the best grounds crews here in the entire country. The weather has been a little bit challenging for the last couple of weeks, but I think it's going to be beautiful for the game come on Saturday.
There are a lot of folks back home who are still below zero trying to stomach through that. You've been around here quite some time. How's 30, 40 degree temperatures for you?
Miserable. Sorry, it's miserable. But we also, when it's 100, 105, when a lot of other places in the country are shut down, that's kind of when we hit our stride.
I want to explain to you a little bit about what's going on with this Soccer Hall of Fame. You see the FC Dallas behind me? Those are 3,300 plus new seats that have been installed here in the stadium. In fact, those seats will be used on Saturday, probably by many Bison fans who come to watch the championship game. Right behind there, up on top there, is the middle level, the lower concourse of this new facility. And what's going to be there is an area where they can serve liquor. But behind that will be two new locker rooms that are capable of housing 100 athletes each, and then there'll also be room for athletic trainers and coaches' offices. And then, of course, the upper level will be the all-new Soccer Hall of Fame. We're also told that next October, when they open it up, there may be a new induction to the Soccer Hall of Fame, and the rumors have already started about who that might be. We heard today it could possibly be David Beckham, which would be very exciting. We hope you stick with us. We've got a lot of more stories from Frisco to show you over the next several days, including a trip to the Dallas Cowboys training facility. We also visited today a national video game museum that just opened recently here in Frisco. We're also going to stop by a hotspot for a lot of Bison Nation. In fact, they tell me that 90% of the more than 400 rooms at this particular hotel are being housed by Bison fans. We got a lot of coverage for you. We hope you stick with us. But for now, live from Frisco, Texas, Mike Morgan, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Mike. Lots of good stuff coming out of Frisco. And just to give you an idea of how much the city has grown, when the Bison won its most recent championship in January of 2016, the population in Frisco was over 150,000. In the last 2 years, it has grown by almost 19,000. Be sure to stick around because we've got more from Frisco, as Mike mentioned, coming up later in sports. For the NDSU football team, it's been a long road to reach the championship this coming weekend in Frisco. But for some Bison super fans, the road's even longer. A group of 19 drive more than 1,000 miles to get to the FCS championship game, and they're doing it in a souped-up Greyhound bus. We spoke with some of the fans on the bus while they were traveling to Frisco, Texas.
I love the Bison because they're a great team, but most of all because they bring us all together. You know, there's bigger fans than I am, but when I'm with celebrating Bison, I'm with Bison family, and it's a great time.
It's just the camaraderie and the memories that you're making with family and friends. That's what's involved.
The so-called Magic Bus was once a Greyhound that seated 57. They took out half the seats and replaced them with a kitchen and bathroom. The group will stop in Wichita tonight, and then they'll finish their drive to Frisco tomorrow morning. A number of emergency crews are on the scene of a large fire in Hallock, Minnesota. A viewer tells Valley News Live that the fire is at the Hallock Electric Building. There's no word yet on any injuries or what caused the fire, so stick with Valley News Live for updates. A Jamestown mom contacted our whistleblower hotline after she says her 12-year-old daughter was touched inappropriately by boys from the Jamestown hockey team. And she says the hockey board isn't doing anything about it. This woman says hockey players from the Pee Wee B team touched her daughter's bottom many times. She says it happened in a pool when the hockey players were in a tournament in Minnesota. The mom says when she found out, she went right to the Jamestown Hockey Board. But after bringing it to their attention, she says not enough has been done.
All they are going to do was a verbal warning, and the boys were supposed to find a way to apologize to my daughter.
This mom has since gone to the police, and they are investigating the situation. We tried contacting the Jamestown Hockey Board, but never received a response. And this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help with a serious issue in your community, call 237-6576 and leave your tip. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. We're seeing a lot of chatter on social media about people seeing a large flash of light in the sky around 9:20, 9:25 this evening that looked like lightning. Here's some video that one of our viewers sent us from her Nest cams in northern Minnesota. You can see bright flashes of light in the video, and we've got Hotshot the set to shed some light perhaps on what's going on.
Pretty interesting detail. We don't often see things like that, particularly in winter, and when it's this cold, we don't expect it as well. A couple of reports of a sonic boom with that as well.
Right.
Well, during this time frame between now and the 10th of the month, we have the Quadrantids meteor shower that's taking place. Not a lot of meteors per hour, about 30 or 40. Tonight is the peak, so likely that's what we saw. Now, most meteors are the size of a grain of sand, and they burn up through the atmosphere, leaving a trail, but the Quadrantids are particularly large ones, so they leave fireballs. So maybe something the size of a small rock, making its way through the atmosphere, burning up and bursting, causing a loud boom is what we're seeing there.
That's cool, though.
Very
yeah,
interesting.
A lot of people are.
So we'll throw that in the
alerting
forecast for tonight. And here's what else you can plan for as we head through the overnight hours. It's cold out there in the FM area. We're seeing temperatures below zero. Some showers of snow and clouds limiting your view of any meteor showers tonight across much of eastern North Dakota. Wind chill advisory for our far eastern counties where air temperatures are already ridiculously cold. Badette 20 below zero. By the way, reports of that meteor came in from the Warroad area, Bemidji, and also north of Fargo, as well as folks near Goodrich. So a lot of sightings of that. Wind chills already around 20 below in our northern counties. It's going to be brutal at the bus stop in the morning. Be sure to bundle up your bus riders. I'll have details on a little bit of a warm-up in the forecast here in a moment.
Gotta love our viewers. Thanks, Hutch. Later on Valley News Live at 10, Matt Bus has a plan to get younger riders, but some parents are wondering if their kids will be safe.